So my money story, let me take you back. So I started my network marketing journey in 2005. My kids were tiny. Some of you know the story. You know, I bought a kit and had no clue. Absolutely no clue. I'd never sold before like that. I used to work in shops, but I'd never really sold anything. But this was an opportunity for me to do something around the kids, to get my life back, to help myself really, more than anything else. And I wanted to earn a bit of money, but my priority was never the money. It was the getting me back from just being Laura's mum. That's what it was all about for me. So I went into the business with this kit in a box, not a clue what I was doing, but I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and talk to people. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to go, take my kids to the TOTS group, and I'm going to speak at TOTS group. I'm going to take it round my local area and go to some of the fairs and events. I'm going to book some parties in with the mums from school. I could sell. I could do this. And I was surprisingly really quite good at it. Which came as a bit of a shock, I have to say. At the time, I had no idea that I would be good at this. So people were buying the things, they were booking the parties, they were starting to join, not massively at the beginning, but they were starting to join. So I started to get out there a bit more. I would go to the local town halls, the church halls, the Easter fairs, and I would go and pay £10 for a stall, make £30 in sales. I'm like, yes, this is great. Any of you feel like this? I would do a party. I'd give the hostess a lovely gift wrapped in cellophane with a big bow on it that I'd taken ages to craft this thing because I'm not a wrapping queen. I would do little games with little prizes. I would give everybody who booked a party from the party a little gift. I'd come away with £150 in sales and I'd be over the moon. Hey, look at me selling this stuff. Way, I'm so good at this. And I used to love it. It was just great fun. I would then buy more products so I could show more of the ranges because, a kit that you start off with is just a kit. You need more than that, really, don't you? So I thought. So I would buy some of the new bits and then I would buy some of the other bits. And soon I had this whole room full of kit that I could use to show people and take to fairs and events and stuff. And stock, I would buy stock so I could have some of the bits and pieces that people could take away at the stalls. It was great. Anyway, tax return time came. My first year, by the end of the year, it averaged out that I'd earned about £1,000 commission per month. So an income in commission of £12,000. For me at the time, 2005, that was a part-time wage. I'd never earned that. I remember working full-time for the council in 1999, earning £17,000. So £12,000 for basically playing at selling things, which is what it felt like, was quite good. But anyway, tax return done. Income against expenses, profit of £711. Whoa, go me! I'd done all that for £711. How did that work? Not great. But, first year in business. Nobody makes a profit in their first year in business, do they? Nobody does. Anyway, it went on like this for some time. I think the next year was like £1,500 profit. The year after, we're getting, a bit higher, but it was never very much. I was earning a lot more than £1,000 in commission a month, but I was still not getting very far. Anyway, I built a team. I started to recruit properly. I got inspired at a conference. I was teaching other people to lead their teams. I was really growing a solid business. I was meeting the team and I was buying them coffee and cakes. I was giving lavish recognition because that's what I'd watched my upline do. So I felt that I had to repeat that as well. Bottles of wine with the pretty cellophane and gift vouchers for shopping and nice jewellery. I remember giving away Michael Kors handbags and all sorts. Oh, it was amazing. And I loved it. And they loved it. And we were building and we were growing. And I was reaching the higher levels of the company because I had my own leader team. Loving life. I was having the in-person meetings, so I was renting not an expensive room in like a sports complex where we could have our launches and our meetings. I was putting on raffles for them and prizes and food. It was amazing. Anyway, tax return time comes. We're talking probably 2014-ish. Anyway, you know where this is going, don't you? Commission, £3,500 a month. Absolutely amazing, which works out at £42,000 a year. That was, in 2014, huge. £42,000 a year. You know, my husband in the RAF wasn't bringing in £42,000. I was effectively earning more in commission than my husband was earning in the RAF. And that was a huge thing for me. And I was telling people this. Yeah, I'm earning this. This is the commission I'm getting. Tax return time, profit of £9,500. And I was like, well, yeah, but actually I'm still not paying tax. What's going on here? This is great, you know, £9,500 is not an amount to be sniffed at, but I am running a full-time business. I have teams of teams. What the heck? What is going on? Anyway, that was the reality check I needed, really, because actually looking at £42,000 and the fact that I was spending probably, it was about 33,000 of that on expenses is ridiculous. And it gave me a bit of a shock to the system. Where was this money going? I mean, I could see that I was getting these receipts, you know, because you do your tax return, your income, you know, your commission statements and what you're earning, and then what you're spending. You know, that's the difference that you're going to earn. But why? Where was this money going? What was I buying? What was I spending this on? And I remember sitting down and crying because I effectively lost £32,000. And it felt awful. It's like, what am I going to do? So I sat down and had a look, and I looked at the money. And like I said, Brits, me in particular, I've been brought up not to think about money. Not to discuss money with anybody. It was painful. I had to sit down with my accountant and go, right, look, what on earth is going on? What am I doing wrong? What is it I am doing? Because I was doing all the things that my upline was doing, and she was earning all this money, and I just wasn't. What is going on? And I worked out exactly what I was doing wrong. I wasn't treating it like a business. I was treating it like a hobby. Even at that high level, I was treating it like a hobby. I was having fun. I was splashing out. I was living a life that meant that I wasn't earning what I should have been earning from my business. I was recognising people in such a way and with such lavish things that the money was just disappearing. I was not being clever with my money. I was throwing it away on things like coffees and cakes. Do you know, if you have coffee and cake 3 or 4 times a week with your team, and there's 3 or 4 of them round the table, you know, that's, you know, £80 a week. £80 a week over 52 weeks is quite a lot of money. So, you know, round it up, because I don't do maths on the fly, but £100 a week for 52 weeks, add 2 zeros to 52, that's £5,200. So maybe £4,500 just in coffee and cake with my team. Honestly. And when I sat down and I saw that, I was like, what the actual flip am I playing at? Anyway, next year came. I have never been the greatest at tax returns. I leave it till the last minute, you know, that 30th of January. I was always that person. But this year was going to be different. So this was 2015-ish. I didn't really grow my business much that year. It was a year of stability. So I was still earning that £3,500 a month. I was doing the same thing. Exactly the same thing, but I got clever. I got clever with my money. I got clever with my recognition. I got clever with my time and my energies. I got clever with my expenses. I'd had an income of about £42,000, so the same as the year before, but I made a profit of £25,000. No brainer. £15,000 more, £14,500 more. That's huge. I'd done exactly the same thing, but earned an extra 15k. The year after, grew a little bit more. The year after was the year we promoted to a region. So I got 8 leaders on my top line. I got 2 or 3 underneath them, earning £4,000 a month, income of £48,000. I got even cleverer and I earned £35,000 that year. So that's only £13,000 in expenses with a bigger team, with lots more people in, and that's nearly £25,000 more than 2 years previous. Not doing a lot more, actually probably not doing anything more than I was doing before. And I want to tell you this because so many of us, me included, don't treat this as a business. I treat this as a business now. From 2016, or whenever it was, that year was the year things changed. I've treated, I nearly said them like a proper Yorkshire girl, treated my businesses like a business. I've looked at the money. I've worked out what I'm doing, what I'm spending on things. I budget. I look at the things behind the scenes. Honestly, it makes such a difference. And I really wanted to tell you this. As uncomfortable as this is for me to tell you this, you need to hear it. I hear it, you know, people in huge positions in companies. You know, you're talking like the regional managers, the diamond execs, the pearl orchid blah-de-blahs, whatever they're called. You know, all those people saying they're earning these figures. Yet when I come to speak to them and they've got their tax return in, they've not saved for tax. They've spent most of their commission on prizes or holidays for themselves, or, you know, the teams and whatever else that they're doing, you know, whatever they're spending that money on. And they're not earning what they're saying they're earning. Not everybody, but the ones that are treating it as fun and as recognition and that's all they're doing this for, like I was, that don't have the business head on, they'll be doing the same as me. I hear people saying in huge positions in companies, oh, I'm really sorry, I can't afford to come into your membership at £34 a month. What? What? Actually, what? And these are people who should be earning huge amounts of money. And I know this is not just me. And I know that if I'd have started off properly at the beginning and learnt these things at the beginning, or at least when I got to leader and understood money and was taught money, because the companies don't teach you this, I would have earned probably £100,000 more, if not more, in profit than I did. And that could have bought me a house. That's the difference between being clever with your money and not being clever with your money that you're bringing into this business. Please, listen to me.